Okay, so we are going to be starting with this one. So this, let's call it house de français la Asno. Jesus Christ, Jacob. Yeah, house de français la Asno. We are going to make a Hall of Fame for our Arsenal fans. But yes, we call it, we're going to call it a description, a house for.
I think it should be the cup they didn't win.
The one that got away. Yeah, that's a good title. That's a good title. For the cup they didn't win. A house for the cup they couldn't win. If they win, I will be anyway. So, house de français la Arsenal, house for a cup they could not win. Sorry if we have any Arsenal fans in here. You've met your biggest hater, and unfortunate for you, I don't care. So, editor. Now we are going to click on editor. Repeat, you click on this editor button over here, because that's the one that's going to take you into the project itself. So when you click on the editor, it will load in a different tab, and I'm sharing that tab right now. Now this is the interface. This is the interface of Playcanvas. We went through this interface. The things we didn't go through, however, include how to navigate. So with your middle mouse button, when you hold the middle mouse button, you scroll like this. If you hold your right mouse button, you're able to turn around. If you select with your index finger or your left mouse button, you are able to select an item in the world. Yeah. Okay, so just like Archicad, you can create different things using the Cartesian. Archicad doesn't have the Cartesian axis. But for example, things like Lumion, things like I think 3ds Max, Blender, and this other one who still uses SketchUp. Okay, SketchUp, they all have this Cartesian thing. So that's the one that you use to move things left and right. Yeah, click Z, Command Z or Control Z to undo. So in this side, this is the root. The root is the parent grounding of all the objects you're going to use in this project. So for example, I am going to delete the camera because we do not need the camera here. Let's delete the camera. Okay, and now let's talk about how to navigate some more. Now, a box, you see this is the box, and then this is the mother folder. This is the folder which has all your assets that you're going to be using. Think of it like a briefcase in which you keep your clothes. Yeah, so your clothes are in your briefcase, and in the briefcase you have like maybe a handbag, which is now your folder. And in this folder, why am I talking to you as if you are illiterate? A folder, you create a folder, and in this folder you are able to put things inside that folder. So folder, let me call this one materials, or is name your folders. So this one I'm going to call it materials. This is where we are going to put our materials, and then click here again and create a new folder. I'm going to call it models, in case we get any model that we are going to download. Models, I think we'll look for a trophy for Arsenal. Models, and then what else? Models, then textures. Yes, create another one, call it textures. If you get lost, send a message in the chat. I have two screens where I can see all of you, and I can see my screen on which I'm working. So this one is going to be called textures. And remember, I need to see, we are going to use the last bits of this hour for me to see all of your work prior your submission, because your head of department has told me to make sure I get coursework material from you. Okay, so ignore these red buttons. They are just telling you what to do within Playcanvas. So textures, materials, and skybox. Skybox, think of the skybox as a way of putting a sky in your project, yeah, like this one. So this one, in this skybox, we already have these pictures, and these are the ones over here. But we are not going to create a skybox today. We are mainly interested in creating a project from here. So if at all you go too far, you can press F on your keyboard to get closer to the object. So for example, I am too far from there and I don't want to keep on scrolling, or if scrolling is too much, I click on the box and I can center myself to the box. Yeah. Okay, so let's start building. Now, I'm going to build everything in Playcanvas only because I need to show you how to do it in Playcanvas. However, you can make your building model in Archicad, yeah, and then export it as an object and then import it in here. It might take you some bit of magic working here and there, but the Archicad to Playcanvas method will save you learning the learning curve if you don't want to learn something new completely, but that would be laziness. But if you don't want to learn, if you want to do something even more complex in Archicad, maybe you will have like a carving roof or whatnot. Do all those things in Archicad, and you will be able to export it as an object, yeah, and then you can import that model in here. I think if you remind me towards the end, I'll be able to show you how to do that with Archicad or Revit, but I have Archicad here, so whoever wants that method, you ask me towards the end. So now let's make a house. Let's start with the ground. As all architects know, you always start with creating a ground level. So for example, now I'm going to start by scaling this ground so that I make it bigger. I can either scale it on these axes, these ones, or this, or I go to the Cartesian format and put in, let's say, 100 by 100, so that it is big enough. I feel like I should put some soft music in the background. Let me look for it. Okay, this is much better. If you cannot hear me over the soft music, you let me know, but my brain likes working with some soft music in the background. So we have created our ground. Let me come here and name it to ground. Now let me name this one to wall, because I'm going to let me delete this one so that I show you how to put in your own objects. So if you want to add in an object of your own, you come to add entity, go to 3D, and then box. You can add in a box. How to move, you go to these icons over here. We have translate, which is also move, rotate, which is rotate, as the name says, you rotate, yeah. scale, that helps you scale up the object. Snap, that allows you to snap according to the grid sizes. If you can see the small grids over there and you have snap on, it always snaps to that grid, but I don't like that option, it's very limiting. And then all the other options are undo, focus. Focus is F, like I showed you already. Yeah, now we're going to create a room. Yes, let's create a room. So I'm going to call this let me call it a slab. It's going to be the slab of the building. Again, you can see why I'm saying that Archicad is the better option, because you would have better ways of adding in these items much faster than I'm going to be able to do. So there's that. Let me duplicate it so that I have two slabs, one for a Hall of Fame and one for Losers Hall of Fame. Anyway, Control D to duplicate, that's a shortcut. But if you want to duplicate there, you have you right click and go to duplicate. So now let me move this one to this side. Additionally, I'm going to create a boundary wall around the four boundaries so that you know where to stop when you're walking. So again, I click on root, so that I put it on the root. What's this calling me? I put it on the root, and then go to box, and then in the box, give me a second. In the box, we are going to make this box a what? The boundary wall. Hello? Yes, hello. Good afternoon. Yes, hello. Okay, thank you very much. I'll be coming to pick it up. Thank you very much. Karen, you're so good. Okay, sorry about that. That's the Uganda Society of Architects. Now let's make this boundary wall. Let's name it boundary wall. Lost from creating the box. So John, when you are creating the box, I want you to follow my cursor. You see where this cursor is? You come into this slot, this section. This section over here, there is add entity. In add entity, when you click add entity, you have different formats. You either have a 2D format, a 3D format, you have audio, you have a camera, all those things. You have to go in 3D. In 3D, you have the options of a box, capsule, cone, cylinder, basic geometry in a sense, yes. And you want to make a wall. A wall, we know, is made of bricks, but these bricks are can be made of anything really, but you get the idea. So how you make the wall? Let me delete this one. We are going to create a new box. Please make sure you follow along. Go to first click on your root so that it is in the center. So that is in the center here, so that you don't have to look for it. Click on the root, add entity, go to 3D, then box, select box, and the box appears. Have you seen that? That is our box that we have created. Now we want to move that box to the ends of our our floor. So we have put it here. Now I want to make a wall out of it. Now, so let me put it up like so, and then let me make this screen bigger. And then I'm going to start scaling it up. So for example, I want it this high, but also this thin. Oh, and don't forget to name it. So we are going to name it as boundary wall. Yep. Also, you can change the different the geometry by making it selecting this, maybe put it as a capsule or a sphere or a cylinder, things like that, but we are still interested in our box. It's going to be our boundary wall. Now I move it to this end. Again, Archicad, you would do this faster, but for the sake of anyone in here who doesn't know how to use Archicad, I am doing it the manual way, so that you also learn how to use it here. So we scale it up, and boom. Now, because I don't want to waste time, I'm going to just duplicate it. Yeah. So just like how we duplicated the slab, you Ctrl D or Command Shift if you're using a MacBook like me. So put it on this side. Then Command D again, but this time I'm going to rotate it. So I'm going to go to rotate and rotate it in the Y axis to a 90 degree. Either that, or I go to the Cartesian side of things and put in 90 degrees, and it has rotated immediately for me. Then I move it to this side. I am eyeballing these things, but so that we can save time and I'll show you more things. Boundary wall. So now we have our boundaries all created, we've rotated, we've scaled, we've done everything. Now let's start building the buildings themselves. Just like again they go to root, call it that, and now I need a box again. Press F if you want to get to the box you've created faster. So now this one is going to be my wall. Bring it here, bring it up top, scale, scale it into the height. Let's see. So I am not minding about the scale of things for now because I'm trying to teach you, but for you should make these whilst thinking about the scale, human scale, how high is a door, how do you scale them? Maurice, you didn't see how we scaled the boundary walls? So you go to this icon over here, yeah, and it will show you this. Let me go back to move 4. When you press this one, it is in transformation. That enables you to move it. But if you press this one, is rotate, so it rotates it. You press the next one, it scales, so it scales it. Have you understood? Have you understood, Maurice?
Excuse me. Jacob, the music is kind of making you sound like you're not so clear.
Okay. I should get earphones. Okay. So, have you known how to scale, Mr. Morris? One more time. Okay. So, these icons are up here. One is translate, which I'm saying is move. One is rotate, which is the name rotate. It enables you to rotate. Yeah, enables you to rotate. One is in scale. It enables you to scale. So that's the one you are interested in. So each color denominates a different Cartesian line in which side you want to scale. Yeah. So if you want to scale in the red axis, yeah, the blue axis, someone told me this might be purple, and then in the green axis, yeah. Or if you want to scale it the precise way, you just come in the scale option, scale, and put in the digits you want. So for example, I'm going to say 3, which might be 3 meters. This one I'm going to say it's 12, and this one I'm going to say is 0.2 for the wall thickness. But for just I'm going to make it 5. And then my rotation, I need it to be 0. And this one I probably need it at 90. Yes. So let me move it to our flow. But now, as you can see, it's giving us difficulty to differentiate between the floor, the wall, and the slab. Yeah. Much as you can point and it shows you the names, yeah, we need some way of knowing what we are selecting. So first of all, I'm going to just create materials in color only that will differentiate for us the walls and differentiate for us the floor and that. So we come into materials now. Please pay attention in this part. In materials, I come in and say create new asset. Yes. Then you scroll down to material. You see this material? Call it material. Then it loads up. New material. Let's call it grass. It's going to be green. So grass is green. How do we actually make it green? Because now it's just white. You come into diffuse. There's this color codex, yeah. Copy it and click on it rather, and then select the color of choice. So I am going with this shade of green over here. But let me make it a deeper green. So I've made grass. Now I'm going to put it on my grass where grass was. Have you seen what I've done? Yes. So I'm going to create another material and I'm going to call it slabs. Material slabs. Nyangoma.
Please, may you please go back to how you made the thing green?
Yeah, I'm creating a new material. Follow along, yeah. So, this material, yeah. Let me delete it so that I start afresh. So I want another material. I've made this one green first and I've placed it here. Now I'm going to go on this slab. This slab, let me position it so that it's easier for you to see. So this is now the ground, which is now green grass. Now this one is going to be the slab. So now I make a material, right click, go to material. Click on material, it will create the job. Rename this to floor slab 1, because we have 2 slabs. One is going to be wood, the other is going to be tiles. Yeah, so floor slab 1. Yeah, now in this floor slab, let me first begin by showing you again how to create the color. So we come to this one, click on in diffuse. In diffuse, there is this option called color. Select color. I'm going to go with the blue option. I select blue like this. That's it. Too deep. Let me create a purplish thing. Yeah. So I've created this material as purple. Yeah, but it's for our floor slab. Now, how do I put it onto the slab itself? Either I select the slab, I come to the slab. Here there is materials. Yes, in materials there's this icon over here. Click on this pencil one, and then it will come here, and then you select the material, and you drag and drop it there. That's method 1. Method 2, just grab the material itself and drop it into the menu itself. Yeah? Method 3, grab it from here and place it in this option. You drag it into that option. Yeah, let me repeat it one more time for this other slab. So we've created a blue material, we've created a green material. Now let's create what color should I use? Let's create I don't like yellow. Let's create an orange one. Yeah, so come to materials, right click, new asset, material. The material lock is created. Click on it, rename it to floor, call it floor slab 2. Floor slab 2. Now floor slab 2 as it is still currently also white, but now I want to create it as an orange. So I'll come between red and yellow, come there, and then look for my preferred shade of orange. Its irony is that red and yellow mix to make orange, and here they are fighting each other. Anyway, so orange. So the material is also now orange. Now I'm going to place it onto my slab. Remember, either you select the object, come to this icon, select the pencil, and then select the item, and then it changes color. You see that? Let me Ctrl Z so that I show you again in a different method. Just select the material, drag and drop into the window. So if I drag and drop it here, it will also change. If I drag and drop the green or the blue, it all changes. Yeah, but for us, we want the different slabs to have different colors. So green is for the ground itself, where the grass will be. Floor 1, then floor 2. Different colors. Now let's create a material for the walls. Create material, come to material, click yes. Material loads up, call it wall mat 1, because you can have many different materials, but we want to have one for the start. And then so for this wall, let's call it is power on. Okay, there's a small bug in the browser. I'm going to reload. Also, it automatically saves. That's the beauty about working online. You don't need to always be clicking Ctrl S like you do in Blender, like you do in Archicad. Actually, Archicad you rarely do that, but yes, Archicad and Revit. So we go back to our materials, floor slab, and then we call this wall material. What color should this one be? Let me call it. Let me make it red. But red. Color clashing anyway, as long as you learn. So red redemption. Now we can at least differentiate the building parts, can we not? Oh, Nyangoma, your hand is still up. Nyangoma.
Sorry, let me
Okay. So now that we can differentiate between different parts, now let's continue with making our building. Now, scale again. We have to go to scale it upwards, and make it 5 meters. Bring it up. Scale it again along this axis so it fits the building. If this building is 41, make it 40. This one make it 2. This one let me make it 35. Okay. Let's bring this bad boy over here. Duplicate it. Let me call it wall. Duplicate it so that I save time. How many walls? We need 3 for the first round. Put it there. Rotate it by 90. So this time around 0. Okay, not by 0. By 90. Space, no. Put it back at 0. X is 90. Okay, now scale down so that it meets the others. Then I duplicate it again, but this time I take it forward. Make something like a veranda there. Take it forward and then create a door passage. Creating a door passage, I'm going to scale. Duplicate. Scale. duplicate, put here, then I think that's okay. Now I can delete this one. Now we need a roof over our heads. Either we make it a flat roof or a gable roof, but I'll leave the complex shapes to you guys because you already know how to create complex shapes, I guess, in your own native softwares. Now I'm going to create a flat one from this, but I'm going to call it ceiling. Notice I am naming everything I'm creating so that it's easier for me to find it when Maurice. It is Ctrl D. Duplicate is Ctrl D or Command Shift D when you are on a MacBook. Yeah, mark my words. Mac is Ctrl D, Windows is Ctrl D. No, Mac is Command D. Okay. If that's okay, let's move on. Now I've duplicated. Now I want to put it on top. It's too thick. Good problems. It's now too thick, so reduce its size. Let's give it a 0.6, 0.6, a 5. Let's call it a 5. And then we put it there. Yeah, we put it there. Now we have an entrance into the inside part of our building. Yeah, so you can go ahead and create any type of layout of your own and populate the scene. But for me, on this part of the tutorial, I am going to leave it at this. This is the basic form of the place itself. Now, if we come inside, we want to put in some furniture-like things. So we come and say, dear root, I know you like me so much, but I want another item. This item is going to be a 3D. I'm going to make it, let's say, a cone. Yeah. So I get that cone, press F to take me to the cone faster. Bring out the cone, let's enlarge it. If you press the center of the Cartesian of this thingy, I don't know, it's a name aside from Cartesian thing, but if you press inside, you uniformly scale everything, but if you go on one side, you scale discriminatively. Yeah. So let's put it inside. Locate. Okay. Okay. That will be our hero object. What next? Windows. You can put windows in your own software of choice. Okay, so for us, we are ending on that. Now, let's make the materials look at least different. Yeah. So we come into the material folder again. Yeah. And this time I call them. No. Let's use the material itself. So this is slab 1. So slab 1 was blue. Let us make it into. Let's make it into a floor tile. So you come to textures. Yes, textures, you add this thing and then say upload. Remember, when you're uploading, upload from the folder that I've given you access to, which is this one that I also downloaded. And in here, look for the material where you would like to cover that slab with. So in my case, I am going to go with, I don't like concrete, but it's what's available, so I'll use this concrete file. But no, let me first try going down. Okay, so I am going to make it concrete. Let me use this type of concrete. Oh my god, you guys weren't even seeing anything I was doing and you said nothing. Let me share entire screen. You guys, you were seeing nothing and you said nothing. Okay, so in this example, let me go back to my textures. I click new texture, upload. I want to upload a texture. It brings up this pop-up window. I go into that Viverse group folder that I have put in majority of the textures, and I select a texture I want. So I'm going to go with this one, and it uploads. Yeah. So when it uploads, you either rename it to your liking. So me, I want it concrete 01, so that I know it's a different type of concrete, and it's the first type of concrete. If I want another type of concrete again, I click on down upload and I look for a different type of concrete. This one might be good for our boundary wall, so let me get it. Now that it has come, let me call it wall number 202. Yes, so we have two textures for a wall material. Let's try to put them on. Okay, so in materials, go to textures, we have two concrete ones. Now in materials, we have to identify who we are giving what material. So slab 1, I want it to look like a concrete floor. Yeah, so I'm going to come to its material properties, click on this icon, and it will open for you where the textures are, and then you select either type 1 or type 2. So type 1 is the one I'm going to go with, and as you can see, it has changed. However, it's still of the color blue. So how do we correct that? We correct it by making sure our color is neutral. These are UVs. Okay, so our concrete has come looking like this. Let me get slab 2. So we go into the material. We first remove the texture, and then I've been editing diffuse, ambient rather. So you put in the diffuse slot, not the other one. So concrete number 1, and diffuse. Let's make this white again. So now our flow inside is like this. But remember, I said I want you to also consider scale. So how do I tile this to look smaller? You go into the UVs. In the UVs, you have to look for the tiling side of things. So here, let's look at UV1. UV1 is even bad. Okay. So transformation, click this to add a 5 by 5. So it's beginning to look like a concrete. Let's call it 10 by 10. It's much smaller now. Now for the upper one, I don't want it to have the same material, so I'm going to create a new material, or I duplicate this one, but I'm going to create a new one, material, and I call it ceiling. Now ceiling, I want to place it up on my ceiling. See, it's now off-white, but ceiling might not be well visualized with just a white color. So let's get another texture, upload it, get an upload. Let's use the ceiling. Let's call it a white tile. Okay, so this one being uploaded as well. Let's call it ceiling tile 1, in case we make 2 different types of ceiling. So we go back to the material, we see the ceiling material and place it onto it if we hadn't already. Now we go into the diffuse map and then look for the texture we brought in for the ceiling, which is ceiling tile 1. So when you click ceiling tile 1, even the ceiling changes. Go in its transformation and reduce the potential. Let's call it to 3. Is 0.3 as well, but it's too small, so you can't really see the details. So let's increase it, call it a 5 and a 5. Okay, let's make it bigger, 10. Let's make it 20. 20. 20. And it's a wrap. Okay, so we have our doors, we have that. Now let's give colors to these walls. Create material folder. Let's call it wall materials. notice I am organizing my work very nicely so that I don't lose the objects. So new material, let's call it, what material can we use? Guys, what material can we use? Hello? Am I together with you guys? Leila Grant, yes, or Leila. Bricks, yes, let's use bricks, Mr. Michael. So how do we make bricks? We go into diffuse, and then actually before that, let's go and look for a material in the folder. Remember the folder in which I closed my cup. Anyway, ignore that I'm using a MacBook, iOS, but the process that I'm describing is the same with Windows. You just open different window and you get access to your file systems. Yes. So for me, I put them here, but remember I also give you the files, so you just download the file from the Google Classroom, and that file has all these materials. So we are looking for pardon. I gave you the folder in which you will find all these textures. At the beginning of this lecture, I began by telling you where it is. It is in your Google Classroom. So in that one, that's where you will find all the textures that I'm using right now. Are we together?
So how do we connect to our classroom to bring the...
Are you in the classroom first of all?
Yes.
Then ask one of your neighbors to get that one, because now you will take me into a classroom thing, which is not our main emphasis today. Today we are talking about Playcanvas. In your classroom, where you submitted the coursework, that's where the folder is. You'll go and get it. But this is the folder with all the materials. So in it I put in different types of bricks. So we are going to let's use this one, common brick bond. So we come back to my material, go back to it. Remember, put textures in texture folder. Don't put them anywhere else. Just are you trying to say something? So we are going to upload.
No, not really.
Okay, so you upload the brick, whichever type of brick you want. Also guys, feel free to use your own textures. Don't rely on the ones I have given you. If you feel like you have a material you would want to use, you can go get that texture. So I'm going to use this common brick one. It uploads. I like renaming things so that they're easier for me to find. So I'm going to name this one brick 1. Yeah. So brick 1. Now I go back to my walls folder and I call this material brick 1. So the texture is brick 1 and the material is also brick 1. Obviously you'll use brick 1 texture on brick 1 material. That's the simplest thing that you can do. So you go to textures again to upload, then you click on it. Yes, I hope we all understood that from the material section. Now we come and create this. Now how do we place the material? We just drag and drop. Yeah, drag and drop. Get closer. Drag and drop. Let's click on this. And so this one. So this one. Why didn't this one also? Here I'm just making sure I understand why this wall is not changing color. Looks like it's changing into all the other different ones. So let's go to the wall. Okay, this one I'm going to delete the wall. Oh my god, did I delete the material? No. I'm going to delete this wall because it's not responding. Okay, looks like there were more than 2 walls there. So now we have encountered a very good example of what we call UV tiling. UV tiling is when your material texture is facing the opposite direction you want it to face. Yeah. So how do we fix it? You go to that material itself. Yeah. Go to texture transformation, this section over here, and then you do a rotation. So me, I'm going to make it 90. You see? Now it is like so. However, now the other disadvantage is that it is stretched out. Yeah, so that's where we call it a UV mapping thing. Yeah, so we go into the tiling one and say this one is 1. So let me make this side that is smaller, like this. I think this is yeah, I think this 4 will do. 4 will do. So now it looks like brick, yeah, on all the walls. Next, see, our ceiling is also sealing. Yes, it's giving. And then yeah, now what else? I think we have our walls, we have our door. The next thing we are going to do, let's put in tables. Now this is where I'm going to show you how to import different items that you don't have natively in Playcanvas. So as we know, we don't have any models. Yeah, we haven't gotten any models. So let me go to a website that I like using. That website is there are many websites. There is TurboSpeed. It gives you different models for different things. There's you have cars, you have characters, you have animals, you have architecture 3D models. Or maybe I should have gotten an object. No. You have furniture, you have anatomy, you have landscapes, you have technology, all of that stuff. Yeah, so that's one example. Then you have which other example should I give you that is really nice? There's 3D Sky. 3D Sky, especially for architecture models. 3D Sky is the best. Yeah, they give you plenty of models. There are the versions that you pay for, and then there are those that are free. Yeah, and then I think let me give you 4 examples so that you don't suffer so much. There is Turbo Speed, there is 3D Sky, let me just put in 3D models in the browser, and we see 3D models. We see the examples that are coming in. So don't use Sketchfab is now closed. They don't have any models anymore, but you have CG Trader. I like CG Trader as well. Anyway, these other ones are not good. I don't like them. 3D Sky is there, but all these other ones are not cover. Let me just put in the one I know will be good. So Fab, the one for Unreal Engine, fab.com. Yeah. As it loads up, let me go to CG Trader. So CG Trader as well, as you can see, gives you multiple examples. Oh, look at this guy. Multiple examples of models that you can get. Cars, plants, all of that. So you don't need to create everything from scratch. There are models that are free, and then there are models that are paid for. So for example, we are going to try and get which one. Let me sign in so that they give me what I don't suffer. There's also Turbo Squid. Let me also sign in. You can't download models from any of these websites without signing in. That's why I'm also signing in. And I want to show you the process of what I used to have an account, yes. Check for 6. Log in. I want to log in. I want to create an account. As that one is loading up, 3D Sky. Oh, this one is already logged in. Okay, so let's look for a table. I want to get a table, and I want it in the free option. I don't want to get the paid versions. So which table should I get? I think let me just get a random table. This one. But now the disadvantage is that this one is for 3ds Max. Oh no, it also has an OBJ. Okay, so we do a free download. So the download has come. Let me call it table. So I go to my place that I have downloaded that model, come and I uncompress it. Oh my god, I don't have a compressor. Okay. Disadvantage of using MacBook, they don't have native compressor formats. So let me try from a different website. Okay, I have logged in into my Turbo Squid account. Let me go get from my previous downloads, I guess, the previous, I know I got a model sometime, but it doesn't require. Okay, let's get these trees. I'm going to use this object. Trees. Tree models. Okay. This one is a zipper. Now, as you can see, these are the models I have downloaded. Now I'm going to take them into Playcanvas. Okay. Now, how do we take them into Playcanvas? Oh yeah, let me show you Fab as well. So Fab, I like Fab because it gives you both models and textures, both for Unreal Engine, for Unity. It also gives you for Blender, 3ds Max, and also for Lumion. It also gives you for SketchUp. It gives you, just know, Fab, if you want it, it's probably on Fab. Yeah. I'm already signed in. So for example, if we want materials and textures, we come here and look for the free versions. I know all of you don't want to pay for things, so put 0, only show free assets. So with that, you get all the materials you want. Yeah. Enough of that. Turbo Squid, thank you very much for the table. No, I didn't get a table. Let me try to get a table because it will make more sense. A table. And they also want it in the free. Oh my god, they no longer have a free I balance apply. Free. Yes, that's my Turbo Squid. But you have to notice, whichever format you're looking for, you have to look at the corner and know that I'm looking for a 3ds Max version, a Blender version. Yeah. So for example, this entire warehouse is in a 3ds Max version, and this is in Blender. Anyway, let me get one that is in a Blender format so that I show you also how to, but no, I am over, no, it's good that I show you. Let me get this table. It's in it's in a Blender format. Show all. I need it in Blender. This one gives you different versions. Let me get. Oh my god, I have GLTF is a good version for the web. Let's get that one. Let's call it table 2. Notice how I save my objects. I name them exactly how I want to find them. So as it downloads, let's try to bring in these objects. Yeah. So this is a tree that we want to get. This is also another tree, so we want to put them around our place. Let's go back to Playcanvas. So we go to models, the models folder, and create a new folder and call it trees, because that's where we're going to put our trees. Organization helps you guys. Yeah, do not put things in random places. You will forget them and you won't be able to find them again. So we upload. Let's see, trees. Now I can either bring them all in, or one by one. So I'm going to choose to bring in you get the palm tree, you get the oak tree as well. 3 trees. So okay, this is the format in which Playcanvas will bring in your models. Do not worry, it has not spoiled the model. It has just brought it in a version that you are not familiar with. Every 3D software uses its own. So for example, for us, we want the oak tree. Now you might have all of these items, but select this one. It's the one that you need to drag into your scene. Yeah, so this is the tree we have brought in, but you see how small it is. So now we need to scale it up. We need to scale it up. Let's scale it by a factor of 30. 30 looks too big. It's like it's too big. Yeah, it's too big. Unless this could be like an architectural feature. Anyway. Guys, creativity is very allowed. You don't need to follow the normals. So for example, let's put this one at maybe 5 might be scale appropriate. Yeah, this 5 is okay. 5 is okay. So let's bring it here. You can plant as many trees as you want, as long as they are low poly. Now you'll be asking yourself, why is the material looking like this? The material is looking like this because it didn't come out properly. But you again have to choose the color like this. So once you understand how to create your own materials, nothing is going to fail you. So as you can see, that one has come. Now let's get our palm tree as well. Our palm tree, let's put it in as well. Scale it up by 5, since 5 worked. 5. I am not working to scale accuracy for humans only because I want to show you how to do this work, yeah? But you should work in the scale that you want. If you want people to be small, it depends on the type of story you want to tell. Actually, because as we are working with big things, that means that if we put an Arsenal trophy in here and then people are small, that means that they can feel small and the trophy is too big for them to get and carry. I love my brain. Yes. So the material here as well, let's change it into, let's have this tree as a purple tree. Yeah, as a purple tree. Yeah. Now let's get in a table model. Now I want to use a table model because I want to be able to show you guys how to put in furniture. So table. Did the table finish downloading? Yes. Okay. So as our table GTLF is this one. So we go back to Playcanvas, create a new folder, call it table. table, we upload our table. Where is our table? It's this one. Okay, this GLTF has not worked. Whoever made this table did not know how to make a table GLTF is just a format for models. Yeah, let me just get it in Blender. No, FBX. I don't want to open Blender, but just in case, let me also download the Blender version. Blender cycles. Let's put it in table 2. Blender cycles. Let's now also get the FBX. Blender 2. That's the table. As it downloads. Now I'm going to make this the trophy, not because I can't create a mod, I can't download a model, but looking for a model might take us time. So let me just make this as our trophy. Box. Actually, let me put this on the bottom. Scale this one down. Then duplicate it as well. Rotate it. The Y. No. Yes. Rotate it by 90. 180. Okay. This is our trophy. Now let me use the materials we had already. This will be, make a new material. Call it trophy. And trophy is going to be a yellow for gold. So let me just, no, it will change. There are some materials. Let me just leave it as all of that. So this is our trophy. Now let me see if our tables have downloaded. And yet 12 seconds. And what time is it? 3:40. Okay. Almost done. And then we export. Not Unreal. I don't want Unreal. Okay. So Blender, let me open it. So this is our Blender file for this object. I need it in materials, so that I see if the materials are all there. Join all of the objects. So this is the table we are going to use. Let me export it. Export as let me export it as a GTLF. I was doing that in downloads. Let me put in down. Yes, keep the data. No, I don't want the shape keys, I don't want the skins, I don't want only the selected object. Yes, only the selected object. Okay, as that is processing, let's come to our table, delete this one that didn't work, and then upload the one that we have worked on. Table module 2, GLB. That's a big table. Let me try exporting it as. These are real things that you're also going to be going through, so make sure if you don't understand anything, what does low poly mean? Why do we need to prefer low poly models? Yeah, so what does low poly mean? Low poly means that you have very little polygons on your model. Yeah, if you use a model that has a high polygon count, you are going to stress your computer to render that object. And now, since we are creating something that is like a game, you will be stressing whoever's phone whoever's phone that is playing your game is going to be viewing that table or that object. So it's just good practice to use low polys unless you just want to render out things like in Lumion or whichever SketchUp. There you don't need to worry. Okay, you still need to worry because it still makes your laptop slower. Yeah, but just keep an eye out. The higher the polygon count, the better the model, but also the higher the cost of rendering that model. FBX, let's see. This is much smaller. Yeah. So let me upload this one. Okay. So bring out our model for table, and it has come. But the material is not kawa, so we change the material. First of all, let me name it wood. Now wood, I go to my textures folder I pick up a wood material. Let's see, I named it wood. Which wood? Let me get this one. So this is wood one. So we go back to our table. Diffuse, remember it is in diffuse that you're going to be getting that texture from. And see, we now have wood, our wooden material. So now let's take this into our I want to use the last hour to have you guys create and ask questions, so I'm hurrying up. Okay, the disadvantage in here is that it might be too dark when we finish publishing the world, but let's worry about one problem at a time. So let's get this. Increase the size of this. Let me do something fun as well. Let me get a bunch. Just this will also help you see how to like get textures on your own. So let's get this one. This one looks like it will be fun. Let's download this one. Also take care of the versions, yeah. If you save an image and it comes as a WebP, that one is not going to work out for you, but for me it will work out because I'm a pro, and so awesome. Okay, so we got that. Now let's go back in here and create a 3D box. Now this 3D box is going to be our billboard. Awesome. Okay, now we go into our materials and call this material Arsenal billboard. If I put this kind of hate energy into my own team, anyway. So I come and get our Arsenal image, come to our model, our material rather, and put it in. Okay, so now put that material to that billboard. So now we have a billboard that is that is about us, yeah. So now let's go and put it into our office. Yeah, so whoever comes will see a trophy that Anthony doesn't have. I'm going to share this with my friends. Okay. So now at least you know how to get your own materials if at all you don't want to use the ones I have given you. I think the last thing I should show you is maybe let's put some actual grass onto this. Let's get a grass texture. Yeah, let's get a grass texture. Grass 1. So our diffuse, we come and get grass. And remember, if it is too big, you do a tiling thing. Tile it twice. Let's try 5 by 5. Yeah, it looks smarter now. Yeah, but I think due to, and I'm worried this might cause some darkness. Let me try to, yeah, let me remove the ceiling so that it doesn't get dark inside there. And I can also make this bigger. Make it bigger. Put a cylinder. That will act like the stand instead of it floating in the air. Yeah, so instead of it floating in the air, it is being mounted to that. That it is a bit realistic, even if we are not being realists here. Okay, so now how do we are done with creating this. Now let's try to publish this to Viverse and have people go in. But what time is it? It's now 5 minutes to now. I would like you to pay attention to this last section. But before I continue, do we have any questions? How do you make those shapes of your trophy stick together while translating them together? I did not do that, Michael. Sorry, I did not yet seen your question. What I had done is that I just attached them together. So you see, this is a cone, this is a cone, and this is a cube. Yeah. So what I did was I just attached the cone to each other. Yeah. So I picked a main item. I said this will be the main item, and I put all the other items under that item. So if I remove them again and I move it's just one that moves. Yeah, so for example, I'm going to make them attached to this cube. So let me put it back here. So this is the cube. Now I pick this item, I put it onto the cube, pick this item, and I put it to the cube. So if I move this cube, it will move together. Have you seen that, Michael? Okay, fantastic. Okay, what was I going to do? Yes, before I continue, do you have any other questions aside from Michael, who I hope I have answered? Any questions? No questions. Going once, going twice. The tree came flat. Which tree? No, it came in. It's now 3D. Oh yes, the colors, yes. The colors came in flat. I am the one, you can edit them. It depends on the model. It depends on the model. Some models come with their own materials, but this one I'm the one who created the materials. Yeah? Okay, so since we have no more questions, let me now log in into the Viverse so that I can publish it. Don't worry, you won't see my password. It's very well protected. And even if you did, it's a free account. You can just go and there's nothing to rob. Okay. Now the thing I wanted to show you before we continue. So now I've logged into Viverse using the Playcanvas extension. Remember, I have given you all the instructions you need in your Google class. Let me go to that Google class again even. Close blend, it could be don't save. So remember, under your Google Classroom, I've put in all the materials you need for this class. So for example, Viverse and the Playcanvas toolkit, which I am using right now. You go to this download link like so, you click on it and it will take you to the page where it shows you step by step what the link is going to do for you. You click on this download, but this download I've already made it for you, so it's this one, it's this, and then the material textures, someone was asking again, they are just there. You go and click them, you'll be able to download them. What did I want? Yes, so you see on this setup guide that is there, it tells you how to set up the extension, from downloading it, how to put it in your browser, things like that. So it's a step-by-step process, and I thought it prudent for me to include it in case you are doing it alone, which you are most definitely doing right now. So me, I've already downloaded it, I've already put it in, and it is here. Yeah. But maybe just to show you how to put it in, you go to extensions, click on this icon of extensions, manage extensions, and then you come and say load unpacked extension. So for example, that extension is, what is that extension? Okay, I don't have that extension because I've already have it installed. So let me just fresh. Let me put it in its own folder. It's very small, like a 2 kilobytes. See, 1 MB actually. And then you unload it like that. Come to your extensions again, load unpacked, come to that folder you have unpacked, unzipped, and press select. Me, I can't press select because I already have it, but for you, you should. When you have it, it will come like this, yeah, and yeah, you'll be able to use it in your Playcanvas switcher. You log in into your using your Viverse account settings, yeah. So when you have that option, it will be able to show you that there is this thing of publish to Viverse, yeah. And yeah, kindly re-explain. Okay, my kind sir, I know you're not a national fan, so I will really re-explain. In order, you can join Mr. Samuel. Is it Samuel? Yeah. Is Martha inside this class? Yes, Martha, kindly get that Google link and Google Classroom link and put it in for Mr. Samuel. Again, Ross to join in. There's no problem. So, where was I? Mauricio. Yes, Maurice. We want to be able to publish to Viverse, yeah? And in order to publish to Viverse, you are going to use their Playcanvas extension, yeah? Their Playcanvas extension helps you to bypass a lot of the coding where you do all those coding things, but this time it's an extension that when you install, it does all that work for you. How do you do it? In your Google Classroom, yeah, I have listed the link to download the toolkit for yourself. Yeah, when you click on it, it takes you to the Viverse page, gives you that download. Yeah, but additionally, I have also downloaded it and I've put it there for you. Yeah, so you can just download the extension direct from the classroom. Next, the guide. The guide is there to show you step by step what to do when you are uploading your project from using Viverse using the extension. It starts with explaining how to install it. You download the extension, unzip it, and then you install it to your browser if you're using Chrome or any other browser. If you're brave enough, you could be using Brave. Yeah, so then it also starts telling you about how to publish your first project. In everything that I'm explaining right now is in this documentation. Please, I urge you, learn how to read these things, yeah? Because when you read, it helps you understand things easier, step by step, and you don't have to look for me because the words are there, they are not going away. Okay, so how do you install it? Click on that thing, download the Playcanvas extension. Let me delete this one so that so I've downloaded the extension, I have unzipped it. It is there. Don't change anything in here. Yeah, come to your extension, enable developer mode. All of you should all enable developer mode. Come to load unpacked extension, load unpacked, and then navigate to that folder in which you have uncompressed, yeah, and then click select. When you click select, it will bring this. Yeah, when this comes on, that means that your extension has worked. Yeah, and it will appear here. Where is it? Here. It will appear here. So when you go to your Playcanvas, you are able to see this icon. When you click on that icon, it logs in. You remember how I clicked and it brought me my account and I had to log in? Same. You will do the same. Why is that you can't open? You will do the same thing. Yeah? You will do the same thing, and you will be able to see everything, I guess. So, and then how to publish. After you have installed the extension, you come to publish to Viverse. Yeah, just one click. Yeah, starts doing its mathematics in the background, or its code in the background. This is the thing that I'm saying, that the extension enables you to do more instead of thinking about the code. Here you just click one button and it does everything for you. So as we wait, I don't know. Yeah, do we have any questions as this one is being processed? Sending publish request, downloading scene group. No questions? Okay, you have no questions. Okay, so now, yes, you can make as many changes as you want. So now, I have purposefully done some mistakes to this point so that you see the consequences of those mistakes. Yeah, they are good consequences. You'll learn that just because you've built your environment doesn't mean that people can walk on top of it. So now I've done everything right, made the models, put in the materials, put down in one. But there's one thing that you will notice I have not done. Okay, you won't notice it because you don't know. But I've not added in any physics or any coding stuff that allows you to do physics stuff. Yeah, so you have not added in collisions so that people can walk on top of the grass or inside the walls, things like that. And when I press this preview button, it is going to take me to my scene, and see, there is nothing. Still downloading. Drinks water. Oh yeah, water is good for your skin, guys. I think the ladies know that already, but yes, water is good for your skin. Diving into world, Stardust. Poof! See, I am falling through the ground. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to talk about. Drinking water is not you. It's bathing for your internal organs. But yes, so as you can see, my avatar is falling through the ground because I did not add in any physics for which to interact with, so they cannot actually stand on top of the things that we have created, and that's what we are going to fix right now. So now that we know that our things are at least working, I mean, you can at least look around and see that your models are appearing. We can't see the arsenal thing, but yeah, but at least we know it has worked. Okay, let's go back now. How do we add physics? So I want you to think about how real life happens. Yeah, in real life, when you are standing or seated, right now you're seated on a chair, it's because the atoms of your skin and the atoms of that chair are pushing against each other, so they can't really go through each other unless it's water, where the molecules are sparsely Jacob, why are you using molecules? Okay, whatever you seated on, you sit on it because it is solid. You can't sit on water because it's a liquid. So that's what we want to replicate. Yeah, we want to make sure that the ground is the ground by adding in physics that makes us stop from going through the ground. Similarly, we'll do the same for the walls and for the ground, and maybe also for the for the trophy, so that people can pick up the trophy. Oh my god, just had a wee bad idea, me picking up the trophy here. Anyway, yeah, so picking up the trophy or even the billboard. So how do we do that? Now we select our flow like so, and then come to it in this panel, this side. Yeah, come to this side and say we want to find out where to add in these items. So we add let's add component. Yeah, it's in add component. So select the ground. Let me first unselect it. Select the ground, come to add component in this tab. Yeah, go to physics and add collision. Yeah, and then if it's the first time you've added collision, it will tell you to import ammo. Yeah, ammo is just not bullets, but like it's the term they use for the just import it. I'm going to explain code stuff in English. Click, yes, let me repeat for you later. Yeah, you click on the item you want to add collision. You come to add component. Now this one already has collision, so let me go to this slab that doesn't have collision. Add component, go to physics, add collision. Simple as that. Okay, good. Now when you add collision, it will appear like this. It's like a semi-translucent thing. Yeah? See that? That's your collision. And now this collision has to be able to fill up your entire place, because let me use this ground. See, that collision has to be everywhere you want people to be able to walk. So how do we increase the size? So where we added collision on this panel, you come and you will see this. Yeah, you will see the half extents. These are the ones you're going to change. See, when you increase them, they increase. So let's put in 50, for example. Yeah, 50 has filled it in. So this other side will be 50 as well. Yes, 50. Yeah. So now we've added collision everywhere. Yeah. But now the disadvantage is that it is also going above the ground and into the places, for example, here. Yeah. So it's not just on the ground, it's above. So if at all we publish, yeah, the character will be as if walking on air. Let me do that so that you see what I mean. Yeah. The next thing to add, you go to add component, physics again, and rigid body. Yeah, don't need to do anything else, just add in that rigid body. So now let's publish again and you see what I mean by walking on air. Publish to Viverse. Job has been accepted. Do we have any questions so far? Because we are almost done. No questions? Going once. Going twice. Okay, I look forward to seeing your stuff. The fizzy. What fizzy? What do you mean, Michael? these acts on walls as well. What? Read what you said, but slower, so that maybe you can explain it better for me. The physics act on? Yes, it does. It does. If it acts on the floor, it also acts on the walls. So you are free to do the same thing I've done on the floor, but for the walls, or any other thing that you want to have collision and you want people to interact with it. Okay. Okay, so now at least now we are not falling through the ground, but you can see we are walking on air. We are walking on air. So how did this? Oh, you know these boab trees in Cameroon? This kind of looks the same. This is why I love art. You can make like things, and anyway, I digress. But you see, you're walking in air because of the collision box. It was above the floor. Let me go back here and you see it was above everything else. That's why we are walking on air. As you can see in this one as well, we are walking on air. Let's try to go. So anyway, how do we fix it? We have to make sure that our physics colliders are exactly and only where we want them to be. So we reduce it to as low as possible. So then I'm going to leave it here. Let me just say 0.01, 0.01. Now I also have to add, I'm not going to add physics to everything, but you will have to do it on your own side. So for example, I'm going to add on this one, physics, collision, and also add a rigid body. The rigid body is one that enables you to stand, and then I increase the size of the coefficient. So now it's on top, right there, just above the floor, and then I increase the size. So that I can have a step. Let me also make this one 20. Next, let me add on this wall, so that I show you, your question was about the wall. So even on this wall, add physics, collision, add rigid body, just those two, and then we adjust the height, then we also adjust the length, but also the width. Okay, so that is that. So if I publish again, ideally you would want to put it all over the walls that are surrounding our project so that you don't fall off. In fact, let me just quickly do it. No, I'll do it as someone is asking any questions. Okay, so let me just publish so that you see what I mean. Okay guys, in our we are now done. So the next is for you to show me what you guys have been doing, or as we wrap up this live stream. Then next week I guess it will be Lumion and Lumion. Was it Lumion? Oh, it was. You will remind me. Okay, uploaded. Okay, I think we are done. So quickly, need to be so as you can see, we have stepped down and we can step up. Yeah, see that? And then this wall that we did not put collision in, we can walk through, and then this one you can't. You see the difference? Okay. So then these other things we didn't put collision, so we can't really. And then let's take a picture of this. Yeah, so okay, I'll send it to someone. Save to desktop. Okay, so that ceases to be the end of that explanation. So now, how do we publish the world to Viverse? Do you see this button up here? Yeah. So you click on it and give your title, your world a title. So for us, we had called it house. Was it how? What was the title? Let me get the title here. Get the title. House de France l'Arsenal. So I come, I put the name here, and then hit create. When I hit create, it gives me that link, and if I share that link, let me put it in the chat. You don't need to go there now, but yeah. So when you go to the world, it will be published on Viverse. So you see the difference. At first, this is the testing world, where you can only test things out. But then now, this is the Viverse version, where you can share the link and people can join in from anywhere. Okay. So, as you can see, now the difference here now is that it's asking me to use my audio, so I can allow this time that in case I'm talking to someone inside here, they can hear my voice. Okay, someone joined in. Unless I'm So there and here, just to show you. So this one doesn't have collision, this one has collision, and the cup has no collision because they'll never hold it, and they are there. Okay, I think that's it for today. Do we have any questions, any additions, any things that you've not understood, things like that? Yeah, there are collisions that are for bouncing. So if you put in if you were to add in an object, let's say, let me duplicate this one just so that I have something faster to work with, and I make it a sphere. Delete these other ones on it. Make the sphere two. It's too big. One. So I add, just like the wall, I add in physics, a rigid body first, then physics. So in physics, I have to make sure, because this is a cube now in physics, I have to make it a sphere. Yeah, so the sphere has wrapped around the ball, and now in rigid body I have to make it dynamic. Yeah, in dynamic I have to put in the amount of kilograms so that I want the ball to weigh. So for example, let me make it 2 kilograms, and friction, all those things. We play around with these ones. So when you publish, it will be bouncing, essentially. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any questions from you guys? Okay, so since we have no questions, I know Leila Grant doesn't have a laptop, so I'll excuse her. Jesse, what have you worked on?
Can I share my screen?
Please do.
Okay.
Let me stop sharing mine.